everyone, I'm Amy Tyson, and I'm a metaphysics expert and consultant. And today I'm here to talk to you about relationships. Relationships are one area that we think about whether we are in a personal relationship with our spouse or significant other, or we're simply navigating a friend or business relationship. Relationships also seem to be top of mind if you are not in one. Don't let that stop you from thinking about relationships from the point of view of who is in your life right now that you are in a relationship with. Today, I want to talk to you about how we can indeed influence others to become better, because that makes relationship more rewarding and strong. You cannot, however, change other people. You can only change yourself. And Dr. Wayne Dyer said the law of attraction is you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. My relationship story is this. I've had my challenges with them. I look at my own personal chart, my metaphysics chart, and I can see there's a multiple marriage configuration in my chart, which means I should marry, divorce, marry, divorce, marry, divorce, marry, divorce, on and on to infinity. Which meant I needed to change who I was if I wanted to stay married to my spouse for a long term. I had to look at who I was. I had to look at what was causing the issue. I identified that, and I made significant changes in my life because of it. I didn't just allow the fate of my chart to dictate my path. So fast forward to present day, I've been married to my husband for over 28 years. We're going on 29 years this fall. And I've used metaphysics to reinvent and align myself to a destiny that I desire, especially when it comes to relationships. So I want to share with you today an acronym around relationships, or a mantra that I came up with using my own name. Now, the concepts, you could maybe make up your own mantra with your own name, or you can just remember Amy and the mantra that goes along around relationships. So here's my acronym for you today. My first letter in Amy is A, of course. A is accept who they are. Accept people for who they are. They are not you. This is true whether it's a personal love relationship or a business relationship. They don't look like you. They don't walk like you. They don't talk like you. They don't think like you. They don't experience the world like you do. They have many different facets and experiences in their lives that have brought them to the position or place they are today. And if you want them in your life, you need to accept them how they are, for who they are, and not try to change them, asking them to do something that isn't who they are. The second letter is M. And I'd like you to remember this mantra. Mind reading is not a thing. You cannot know what someone else is thinking, and they cannot know what you are thinking. So when you look at your spouse or significant other or your best friend or your boss or your colleague, no, they cannot read your mind. They cannot read when you say, I'm fine. Everyone knows when a woman says it's fine, it's not fine. Women, we've got to stop saying it's fine. We need to communicate and say exactly what it is that is going on that makes us want to say it's fine. Someone cannot know what you're thinking. I'm sorry, ESP is not a thing for most people. And in fact, unmet expectations are the cause of many relationship issues. If you can learn to communicate, if you can learn to share what it is you're thinking, you can build your communication muscle, and trust will follow. Because communication and trust, you all know this, communication and trust are paramount in a relationship if you wish to have that relationship in your life for a long time. So M, mind reading is not a thing. You can look at your spouse, and if you're annoyed, you can just say, I can't read your mind. Will you please tell me what you're thinking? I know you'd like me to read your mind. I know I'd like you to read my mind. Well, not all the time, but I'd like you to read my mind to know exactly what I want and need and want from you. But it's not a thing, guys. So M, mind reading. It's not a thing. So learn to communicate, because that will build trust and your relationships will become stronger, and you will no longer have those unmet expectations that cause all types of relationship problems. And then the letter Y. Your happiness is your responsibility. Let me say this again. Your happiness is your responsibility. So look in the mirror. Are you happy? Are you happy with the way you look, with the way you feel, with the way you think, with the way you walk in the world? Or are you angry? Or are you fearful? Or are you frustrated? Or are you worried? If you can honestly look in the mirror and say, you know what, I'm happy. That is a huge thing to be able to say. If instead you are looking for someone who completes you, oh, I just need to find the person that completes me, or this person just doesn't complete me, get over it. When you meet someone, they should make you want to complete yourself. It's about someone actually elevating you and bringing out the best parts of you. It's not about them making you happy. It is not about them somehow being the missing piece that all of a sudden makes your heart joyful. That's not how love or relationships works, guys. It is not up to your partner, your friends, your work colleagues, or your boss to make you happy. That starts right here. That starts by looking at the person in the mirror and being real and being honest. Are you being honest with yourself about your happiness? This was a huge problem in my life. My sisters, my parents can tell you I was a terribly unhappy kid. I think my first couple of boyfriends could have told you I was pretty unhappy. But it wasn't about anything or anyone else around me. I was letting myself fall into the victim mentality. I was letting myself be, quote unquote, picked on, even though I really wasn't. And it wasn't until I started getting okay with the inside game that I began to become happier. Do the work. You're going to be 5 years from now, it's going to be 5 years from now. So if you start the work now, working on your own internal happiness and what that looks like for you, in 5 years, you can be happier. In 2 weeks, you can be happier if you start today. If you continue to look for outside forces to make you happy, it will be much more difficult for you to build long-lasting relationships anywhere. Your relationships, however, ought to bring you fun and joy and some happiness, but internally, they will not make you happy until you make yourself happy. So this is the acronym that I'd like to share with you. I wanted to share with you today. A, accept someone for who they are. They're not you. You cannot change them to be you. Allow them to be who they are, and don't expect them to be perfect. My goodness, give people some grace. They're going to make mistakes just like you're going to make mistakes. Don't expect them to be perfect all the time. Mind reading, M, is not a thing, and Y, your happiness is your responsibility. Now I'd like to move over to your own personal destiny chart. And if you don't have your own destiny chart, your life chart, you can head on over to my website, amytyson.com, go into the free courses, and once you enroll in those, you'll have access to a free generator that will pull up all of the information you need to use this next section for your own relationships. We're going to look at the concept of using a Bazi chart to see if you have an affinity for other people in your life. So let's say you were out and you met this new gentleman and you want to see if there's any chance for a longer term relationship to happen. Is he attracted to you like you're attracted to him? And if so, how would that relationship look? Is there an affinity there? So this is called the concept of I see you and me, and you see me in you. What does that mean? In the concept of using your life chart, so this is 2 life charts. So let's say the one over there on the left-hand side of your screen is your chart, and the one on the right-hand side of the screen is your significant other. Maybe it's your boss or your best friend or someone that you've just met. So the concept of see you and me and me and you is we start with the day master. So the day master, as you'll see, is right underneath where it says day. I have it blocked out in blue. And you'll see your day master looks like this. In this example, it's called yang metal or lung metal. So this is the concept of this is you. So you see you in your chart because it's your day master. But we want to see, is it in this individual's chart? Is this same element found over here in this person's chart? And the answer is yes. See how this is the exact same icon right here and right here and right here? So I see this person in their chart. They see me in them. All right. So I am seen in this other person's chart if this was me. Checkbox. Great. You see me in you. So that's the you see me. Now, do I see you? So then we take their chart. See, these were the exact same charts. We haven't changed anything. They're exact same charts. So now we're looking at the other person and we look at their day master. Do we see this element in the chart over here? And the answer is yes, we do. So this one checks both boxes by seeing I see you in me and you see me in you. It's a mouthful. I see you in me and you see me in you. That means both day masters. This individual's day master is seen in this person's chart. This day master is seen in the other person's chart. So we found one affinity attraction factor at play here as yes, we see each other in each other's charts. So we have a relationship here. So let's try it again just to make sure you're clear on how this works. You put your chart and your significant other or the person that you just met or a friend that you just met or your boss or maybe you're taking a new job. You get their birth date and you print it out. Now you might not know the hour. Sometimes we don't know the hour of birth for some people, but if you see the element in the other aspects that you do know, then you'll know an affinity is there. So let's start with your chart. Let's say, for sake of teaching, that you are a Yang Earth Day Master. Wu Earth is what it's called. So Yang Earth Day Master. And now you're going to look over here at this new individual that you just met. Oh my goodness, do I see myself in their chart? Will they see me in their chart? The answer is yes. You'll see them, they see you in their month, and they see you in their luck cycle. So this 10 years of their life is going to be a stronger affinity for you because there's 2 places that you see in the chart. Now let's reverse it. Let's look at their chart and see if we can see them in you. So this is a yin water day master. Do we see yin water anywhere in this chart? Nowhere. The yin water isn't in that chart. So you're not going to have much of affinity for them. They're going to like you more than you like them. Let me say that again. They will like you more than you like them. So if you are present in their chart, but they are not in your chart, then the affinity is they like you, but you don't like them. However, there's one wild card at play, which is why we want to make sure you check the luck cycle. Are they in a luck cycle where you're showing up? Okay, so let's say this individual, oh my goodness, you were only 4 years old when you had an affinity for this individual. Now there might be a time out here, maybe when you're 64 or 74, that you'd have an affinity for this person, but it happened when you were between 4 and 14. Maybe it was that preschool crush happened. That's because they appeared in your chart when you were really young. So that's the concept of I see you in me and you see me in you. So pull out your chart, your spouse's chart. Usually when you get married, there is the I see you in you and you see me in you. There's 99% of the time that is there. If it's not, it means you have one of the other attractor factors going on that have combined you together. And I'll save those for another lesson. If you liked this and you'd like to learn more about relationships, I'm actually hosting a relationship session during my monthly Metaphysics Mastery class on Thursday, March 9th at 4 p.m. Central Time. You can get enrolled actually for free if you have not gone through my free courses and already taken advantage of that. I invite you to go to my website, amytyson.com, enroll in the free courses, go through those 3 short, quick modules to help you understand you and your chart a little bit more, and then you'll have free access to this week's monthly Metaphysics Mastery call and the recording if you can't make it live. I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me on this relationships lesson in metaphysics.